Okay, I've drawn myself another clef. I made this one bigger to give myself more room to write in because now we have to identify which note goes on which line or in which space, right? And you can find all kinds of ways to remember that. We'll work on some mnemonic devices later on, I suppose. The first one that most people remember is G, because this little curly Q right here that goes where the the lines cross, and that note, that line there, any note on that line is going to be G something. Okay, so I'm going to erase a little bit here, and so we can see on the line G, right? So anything on that line is called G. Um, that gives us a little bit of that gives us some ideas of what everything else is going to be called. So if that's G, um, we use just A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Those are the only letters that we use. Now there are other things we call them like flat and sharp and natural and so on, but it's just A, B, C, D, E, F, G, just 7 letters. So if G is the last one, whatever must come in front of G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So where's F going to be? F falls in this space right below G, right? And so if that's F, G, and then the pattern starts over, right? A, B, C, D, E, F, G. That means E must come before F. So now on that line, any note on that line is going to be called E. So we have E, F, G, and then it starts over. A, right? Easy. And the G here, A, what comes after A in the alphabet? B is on that line. Anything on that line is called B. Okay. A, B, then this must be C, then this must be D, and then A, B, C, D, E, yeah, and then one more here, F again, okay. Now if what comes after F must be G, so above here must be G, and below here, what comes before E? D, right? So those are our notes in the treble clef staff. And sometimes you'll use mnemonic devices. I don't know. We have I've heard all kinds of things like this. You find something fun, evil gerbil bites dude's face, right? I like that one because it ends with the word face. Because here in the spaces we have FACE, so that helps you remember the spaces, right? So elderly granny bashes dad's Ferrari. I don't like that because I don't like to hear the thought of a Ferrari getting bashed for any reason. But you can do that kind of thing. You can use those kind of mnemonic devices if you need to. But those are our notes in the treble clef staff. That's what they're called. That doesn't mean it doesn't do anything with duration, how long that note is, whether it's a whole note, half note, whatever. That's just what they're called. So any note that's in that space right there is going to be called F. All right. Any note on that line is going to be called E, E something. Okay. So there's our treble clef notes. Watch this a bunch of times to kind of memorize it so you get that so stuck in your head you can't miss it. Okay.